We've got some uplifting times on the way. We've got some people in the public eye and people with real political power who are looking out for the American citizens. Now, we all know the CARES Act was an enormous disaster. It was a huge wealth theft for corporate America that does the bare minimum for some and not enough for most in terms of meeting immediate needs during essentially Great Depression levels economic crisis. And it was engineered by the Trump administration that way and pushed through Congress with Republican and Democratic leadership writing that bill. Now, even as the Democrats have said we're not going back from vacation to deal with a pandemic and massive unemployment and economic meltdown happening right in front of our faces, we have heard some signals, Ro Khanna getting on board with ideas that have been put forward by Rashida Tlaib and Bernie Sanders about getting people $2,000 a month, and others in the Democratic Party, some genuinely, maybe some less so, saying, look, we need to do something real here. Even as Steve Mnuchin is saying, yeah, you can get by on $1,200 for a couple of months. Now, Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, and I think a lot of us have been waiting. I mean, you know, is she going to, as an example, come out and say that Corona is fat or something? I mean, we're looking forward to the great, maybe she will tear up, some type of graphic with a visualization of Corona so she can show that she thinks Corona is trash, or some other great, powerful act of symbolic leadership from Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, no, she didn't.
Oh, no, she didn't. I would love to see Nancy Pelosi just like talk to Corona.
I have one that maybe can be produced in GIF form. Is the clapping, except she's washing her hands.
Yeah, so she's like Corona. So we're all waiting desperately for that very important leadership from Nancy Pelosi. But at least she did have some time to do this, which is just show some good sort of outreach to, as Harry Truman used to say, the common man. Here she is with James Corden.
Welcome back. We're here with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and we've asked her to share something from her home for a little late show and tell. Speaker Pelosi, what have you found? What are you going to share with us from your home?
Chocolate.
Really?
Chocolate candy.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, wow.
And this is something you can get through the mail.
Okay.
Never run out. Can I show you?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the episode of Cribs I never knew I needed.
Pause it.
Oh, my.
Pause it. I'm sorry. That's the most astute part of this whole segment. This is like an episode 100%. Of Cribs, except I like Exhibit a lot more than Nancy Pelosi. But This is literally an episode of you at home who are on an involuntary rent strike and are terrified about getting a disease and don't have enough to buy groceries. Look at this motherfucking crib I have for myself. I'm Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, who's supposed to be advocating for working class interests in the face of a plutocratic theft ring that runs the Republican Party. This is exactly like an episode of Cribs, but I don't think we needed it.
It looks like she has 2 fridges.
Oh yeah, we'll come back to that later.
We'll come to that. We're gonna get in there. There's a lot of Cribs activity with the fridges here. Let's go.
This is the episode of Cribs I never knew I needed. Oh my. Wow.
Other people in our family look for some other flavors, but chocolate, and then we have some other chocolate here.
See, I've always felt a connection with you, and now I understand why.
Yeah, you're bootlicker?
Since you've been isolating in your house, how much of your regular diet do you think is ice cream and candy?
Well, as much as possible. It is. I enjoy it. I like it better than anything else. And I don't know why, but it seems to agree with me. I have a lot of energy. And we just got to restock the ice cream right for Easter Sunday because we were shall we say, enjoying. I don't know what I would have done if ice cream were not invented. I just wonder.
I agree. I don't know who I am without it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are asking themselves, actually, they don't know what they will do. And a lot of delivery people are risking their lives
to deliver that
people
ice
essentials. I guess to deliver Nancy Pelosi ice cream. Now, and I want to just say something here too, because I know that some people are like, oh, whatever. And, you know, they might even throw my favorite critical word back on me, like you're being puritanical or blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you this. If Nancy Pelosi was like, we're not passing a CARES Act that doesn't have $2,000 a month. In fact, we're separating things. We'll do a corporate bailout later. We're going to do a people's bailout first. We're going to have rent freezes, mortgage freezes. We're going to get people money. We're going to beef up food stamps. We're going to do a 1-to-1 with unemployment and the universal basic income, all of this stuff. You are going to be absolutely taken care of during this crisis, period, full stop. And she wants to go and show off her fridge with James Corden. I wouldn't do the segment. I wouldn't, because I don't care. I know it would bother some other people, but I don't care.
Yeah, she would deserve some ice cream for that.
She would deserve some ice cream for that. Exactly. But the bottom line is that this is somebody, again, just on the merits, who has completely failed and exacerbated, along with her Republican partners and the Senate, in making this crisis even worse. And again, I'll keep saying, as somebody who does think it's important that Donald Trump is defeated, these people are fucking insane. There is no advisor. I mean, this makes, in the 1990s, people would write about how Bill Clinton was such a sociopath that he would poll where it was best for him and his family to take a vacation. And let me tell you this, God, do I miss those days. I pray to God, because Bill Clinton, that would send, I forget, I think it's in the George Stephanopoulos book. It was like, I want to go to Martha's Vineyard, but we're going to go camping somewhere because the Dick Morris poll showed that the suburban moms thought that was more relatable. Awesome. Where is that? Where's Nancy Pelosi's fake humble fridge with like a half an ice cream container?
Or maybe just don't frame both of them.
Or maybe you don't frame
just
both
frame one.
I mean, that is what is so unbelievable about the modern Democratic Party, is the substantive critique that just screams at you if you have any kind of people-centered politics, and then just the like, all right, stipulate you don't give a fuck and you're an out-of-touch delusional plutocrat. Can you at least contract a pollster or crisis communications person to tell you not to do that with James Corden in an election year?
Well, I think it's good when they take the mask off, right? Because if Bill Clinton has identical policies to her, but he's like better at pandering, then that's going to be more politically effective. Like, it's good that these people are showing who they are. She is literally the Malibu Stacy doll from The Simpsons saying, let's drown our troubles in a big bowl of strawberry ice cream. And she's leading the party. Like, what the hell?
I mean, I guess.
It'd be nice to see some competence, but I mean...
No, it'd be nice to see some competence. And it's also that, frankly, like, another difference is that this is a way in which, again, the Democratic Party has actually regressed, frankly. That there was still a notion amongst some sectors of the right wing of the Democratic Party that you needed to at least show a symbolic identification with people that work for a living. And
that's out the window.
It is honestly,
again,
like, just the
that
idea.
Was hollow, that was hollow in the first place.
It wasn't entirely. It actually was. Again, Bill Clinton's 92 campaign was certainly more progressive than what I look. I don't want to get. Let's stipulate that they're full of it and the policy is terrible. But let's also acknowledge that this is a deranged place to be. Like, let's just take this on objectively.
I'd be much more positive.
This is amazing that there is nobody in the apparatus that is saying that looks pretty out of touch. In the same way that during the Obama bailouts of Wall Street and the stimulus, which is terrible. I mean, the failures and Wall Street backing of that, you cannot separate from where we are today. But the fact that while they were debating the auto bailout, that you had Robert Gibbs, who is Robert Gibbs is nothing. Are you kidding me? I think he went on to work for Facebook and McDonald's, okay? But you had a strategist who sat at a meeting and a bunch of economists were literally actually saying, in addition to anything else, that there shouldn't be an aggressive bailout of the auto industry, which would have made it even worse. I mean, like an additional millions of jobs. And Robert Gibbs was like, yeah, I don't know. What happens when we take a campaign trip to one of these places and an auto worker has a sign outside of a closed down factory that says, I guess I wasn't too big to fail. And just that slogan and that phrase from somebody that does not have political commitments was enough to at least reverse course on a very significant short-term economic argument back in 2008. I don't even see that presence there now. And that is what's symbolized and represented in nobody saying maybe a stainless steel fridge stocked with ice cream is not the visual we want to communicate right now. That's the only terms I'm taking in. And those terms matter because politics is also symbolism.
You know what's even scarier about this is I'm willing to bet she is doing some sort of calculation here in an effort to seem relatable. Like I'm getting very strong "you didn't eat that" vibes from her. I'm willing to bet that she does not eat a steady diet of ice cream, but she's like, oh, well, Americans are slobs. That's what they like. So that's what I'm going to say.
Sorry, I was muted for that entire time, but I'm going to bring in a Corey Pine thing here of News from Nowhere, and he flagged this up. But here's a take that and it's anonymous. It's a bit shocking to me that so many journalists who care so much about the white working class think that having two fridges is weird. Now, I come from a family that has what you call a hunting fridge, so I think I know what this person's getting at. When I saw that, I did not identify that with my parents' hunting fridge.
Two stainless steel Viking cabinet fridges.
Oh, I hate nerds. I hate literalistic. You could go. Yes, there are houses in Western Massachusetts or wherever else where you have a front fridge that is filled with some groceries, maybe if you're lucky, and then a back area that has some meats frozen
with some duct tape.
I'm talking about two
together.
Stainless steel fridges filled with organic boutique ice cream. Why do people have to be so?
She was
dumb?
doing white working class outreach. This is just like your dear fridge, everybody.
Exactly. So I'll tell you what, I'm really related to the biodynamic chocolate ice cream in the two stainless steel fridges. Man, literalism is the enemy.
Was that
just stop being like that.
Was that some deer blood on that ice cream that dripped on there? Or was that just some strawberry jam?
Yeah, was that some strawberry jam? Oh God, people are so people are idiots. Yeah, white working class Pelosi. Jesus Christ. Oh, that is exactly the kind of subpar little nerd well, actually these white working class people that you're so worried about often have a hunting fridge. Shut up. Just shut up. If you can't think of something better than that, or you don't need to manufacture that into some depressing Bloomberg column that you're somehow still getting paid to write, at least spare us the tweet. Jesus God.
I'm kind of looking forward to these people showing us more and more of their ass. Maybe that's an accelerationist position, but it's one that I hold.